Lev AI, brain sharp, it's a digital scalpel. Larry needs a twin, got him typing up an apple. Randy and Blake plotting moves like a chess game, but every time they run leaves a wreck, and it's Terry LaCore out here snatching hopes on the daily. Dreams in his pocket, yeah, the dude moving shady lines, blurred schemes stirred, who's calling the shots? It's a circus in this mess, round and round in knots. Systems glitch, plans collide, twin or con, pick a side. Dreams get snatched, hopes divide. It's a mess, we can't confide. Love the AI, oh what a scene. Larry's twins missing, caught in the machine. Randy and Blake, scheming supreme, while Terry's out here stealing more dreams. Left calculating like it's born with the wisdom. Larry needs a double but it's stuck in the system. Randy's got Blake but they both acting slippy. Scam so slick, you think it's Mississippi. Terry's back lurking in the shadow of a screen, collecting broken visions, the villain of the scene. Chaos in the air, plans crumble and fumble. Every piece they juggle, just another rumble. Love the AI, oh what a scene. Larry's twins missing, caught in the machine. Randy and Blake, scheming supreme, while Terry's out here stealing more dreams.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Ah! Hello everyone, hello. We are going to be stream sniping Lev AI. They are live right now. So let's get it.
This business and do it the right way and not waste energy or even better your money, and figure out how to get the key in the lock of success. It is Randy. And so you're not going to hear from me tonight, you're going to hear from Randy. He's going to talk to you about the company, what the company does, and more importantly, going to walk you through the compensation plan. I know there's been some questions on the comp plan and how it works, and want all of you as partners in Lev AI to totally understand this compensation plan so that you can put it to use for yourself and create an amazing business for yourself as you go enriching the lives of your customers with our amazing tools. So with that being said, I am going to turn it over to Randy. Randy's been in the industry for as long as I can remember, and I'm his son. One of the most successful all time in the industry. We are fortunate to have launched the company with Randy and having him lead the way here with us. So wherever you are in the world, get ready for an amazing learning session right now. Get out your note, take some notes. You can really learn how to do this business by listening to one of the very best who have ever done it. So with that, I'll turn my camera off, and Randy, the floor is yours.
Mike, thank you so much. And each of you, I thank you for being here. It was brought to my attention earlier today that one of the most impactful speeches, I guess, ever given in the United States was the Gettysburg Address. And it was delivered in 12 minutes. And a person that I respect a lot said, Randy, this message is really an important message. He said a gifted messenger could describe the essential elements in literally a matter of minutes because it is so very obvious. And I'm going to attempt to do that. The name of our company is Lev AI. That stands for Leveraging Artificial Intelligence. And truly, this is the future in our hands. And when I contemplate Lev AI, I think of it in these ways. You can use it in your business. You can use it as your business, or both. And we'll describe those possibilities to you as we go through this conversation about Lev AI. Use Lev
You
AI.
do that.
Learn how to leverage artificial intelligence in your business, whatever that business is. Are you a real estate agent or a real estate broker? Are you a mortgage broker? Are you,
What are you?
do you clean swimming pools? Do you have a dog walking service? Whatever the business is,
A
the
random?
positive way to express this is to use Lev AI in your business to gain competitive advantage.
Oh, yeah?
Another way to look at it is this. Your competitors are going to use artificial intelligence, and you could very well be victimized by the very same thing that could give you advantage. And the choice is simply, do we come to
Victimized by
understand
AI.
how and why this suite of tools could
By
benefit
these
us
guys.
and act upon it?
They're going to
Use Lev AI
victimize
in your
you.
business to gain competitive advantage. And then the
That's who's
statement below
victimized.
says,
These
use
guys
Lev
are
AI
victimizing
as
you.
your business
They're
to
the ones.
eliminate the need for
The
competition.
callers from
That's kind of a
inside the
strange thought, isn't
house.
it? Using Lev AI as your business to eliminate the need for competition. Where would that thought come from? Over the course of my career, I was taught many years ago by a very gifted entrepreneur who was, in fact, not successful at wealthy. He said, Randy, the measure of my success has been created because I've chosen not to compete. And I'll explain how. He said, I've chosen to affiliate myself in industries that are growing so dramatically that newcomers to the use, acquisition, or consumption of the product, that I wasn't taking the customer from somewhere else, that industry
Am I?
growth was causing it to be such that I could earn a new customer
I
who was
don't know
not
why I'm
already
so
affiliated.
quiet.
Now, doesn't that make a lot more sense? If I'm competing, then someone has to win and someone has to lose. If, on the other hand, the demand for the product or service is growing so dramatically that the existing providers of that product or service are insufficient, then
Oh,
I can
bye.
earn a new user of my product or service. I can earn a new customer or a new team
Oh,
member
my.
without taking it from someone else. And so, with that thought in mind, we can consider what Demis Hassabis, the head of DeepMind, says. He states that the difference here with artificial intelligence is that it's going to be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution and maybe 10 times faster. Not so long
What?
ago, Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google, without
What?
question, one of the most brilliant minds in the world of tech, stated that artificial intelligence is more profound than fire or electricity
Oh,
or anything
stop.
we've done in the past.
I don't
And
think
that is
so.
why we have a daily adoption rate
I'm
of
so sick of this.
178,000 people adopting artificial intelligence.
None
178,000
here,
people
Joe.
used AI yesterday for the first time. That means they became a customer of some provider of AI. They were not taken from one company to another. 178,000
Did I
people
fix it?
today used artificial intelligence for the first time. 178,000 people will use AI tomorrow for the
There's been
first
like
time.
10
Now,
scams
those are
this year.
facts. That's what's happening right now. The projections are that that will grow, that it will grow, that there will be a crescendo, that it will peak in terms of the daily adoption rate
It'll
about 4 years
peak.
from now. And at that point in time,
It'll
we will have
peak.
gone from about 6% of the planet's population using AI to some positive effect to estimates are today that something in excess of 85%. And so, with a daily adoption rate in excess of 178,000 people, that means we have the
Listen,
wonderful opportunity and possibility to earn market
where's
share
the
without
trading
taking it
part?
from another. That's what happens when there's a growing demand, a demand so profound that existing providers of that product or service can't meet the demand. And so now, if we have 178,000 people per
I've
day
never been
opting
told that
into
I should
AI
be
for the
louder
first
before.
time, then one must simply look at what are the
It's
uniquenesses about
weird.
our product or service that would cause that person, upon first glance at who
Huh.
we are and what we provide, to make the obvious choice to become
AI
a
twin.
user of the Lev AI service? And here I
The full
think we can
service.
see what those answers are.
That's
Today,
what
if
that's what
one
yeah.
delves into the world of artificial intelligence
Totally.
for the first time, what will one encounter? What one will encounter is a mixed bag of services. They're
Fix
using
that.
ChatGPT for a certain purpose. They're using Grok for a certain purpose, and on it goes.
But I've
They're
never
using Go High Level as a CRM or customer relationship management, contact
especially Grok.
relationship management solution. They have another application for their social media
Application.
purposes, another to build websites, and on it goes. A combination of ingredients but a combination of ingredients stacked up upon the countertop do
We're
not
making a
equate with a
cake.
recipe that has been properly blended. And in
Scam
the
cake.
absence of a catalyst ingredient, if we're baking a loaf of bread, all of those
bread.
ingredients left on the countertop, they don't
Bread
make a
because you
loaf of
won't make
bread.
any
Even
bread.
if they're combined together, but it lacks the catalyst, the loaf
Not
does
this
not
anyway.
rise. Levi is the catalyst ingredient, which therefore
Bring it on,
eliminates
Miss Lulu.
those challenges which are today being faced by social entrepreneurs, all of which are identified here on the screen.
Who are you talking about,
So
Brad?
the answer to a host of problems is a single solution: leveraging AI, not if, but when one learns how to leverage artificial intelligence, specifically by becoming a user of our product, by becoming a subscriber to our service. This will make building and maintaining candidate and customer lists
I'm
far
waiting for the
easier.
training.
There are 388 million small
Where's
businesses
the
in the world,
training?
and each of us need to understand that if we are an entrepreneur, if we own a business, when a customer who has already bought our product or used our service buys
I've
it
done this
again,
10 times,
that is
Randy.
not reflective of growth. That is reflective of maintenance. When
Good
we
job.
attract a new customer, a new client, a new partner, that is reflective of growth.
Okay, but
Therefore,
wait.
perhaps the most important skill that must be developed by any social entrepreneur is learning how to have a constant movement of candidates closer to us. When the time comes that you become a user of this service, you will suddenly understand how you have access
Breathe,
to the
Randy.
world today. It makes building and maintaining a candidate or customer list far easier. I would take another step. It makes it possible for people who up until now have found it to be impossible. The ease, the effectiveness, the brilliance, and the fun of utilizing the product creates confidence among each provider of the
Use
product.
confidence.
And a entrepreneur who is providing a product or service to another who has supreme confidence
Every
in the
Wednesday,
efficacy
now Monday,
and the
too.
value of the product, supreme confidence is felt.
This
It's
was
felt
supposed to
throughout
be
the
a
engagement
training.
process, and it makes
I
the
feel like I'm
acquisition
getting
of that new
ripped off.
customer so much easier. It removes barriers that make people feel stuck. Over the course of my career, I've experienced this so many times. I've never witnessed a person doing all that which is required to become successful, but done it poorly and therefore failed. I was a stockbroker for a period of time. I became a vice president at Merrill Lynch. And while there, I
Merrill
observed
Lynch.
those
No,
who
you
succeed and
didn't.
I observed those who did not. And the difference was not in the effectiveness with which one provided the information. The difference
Like in
was with the
between the MLM?
consistency with which one provided it. Cicero said years ago, the skill to do comes from the doing. Well, if one is frozen behind a wall of doubt or fear or insecurity, leaving it stuck, then the skill is not developed.
Yeah,
The
you're the
activity is not
problem if you
taken.
don't make
Once
it.
again,
Blah,
I've never
blah, blah,
seen
blah,
one
blah,
fail
blah.
because they did that which was required to succeed, but did it poorly.
Oh, then he went to
No, what I've seen,
prison.
unfortunately, is countless people who are stuck. They just didn't do it. This removes those barriers,
Of course.
keeps you in front of customers and potential customers to maximize results. This thought of removing the fear of failure. There
What
could
are
be
you
nothing more
talking about,
important
Rick?
than this. And in the very near term, now having used this service for a relatively short period of
Training.
time, I can tell you the reason why it will remove the fear of failure. It's because it removes
Can
the
you tell me the
influence
reason
of
why you're not
failure.
doing a real
It's because it
training?
makes things easy, which were difficult for some. It makes things possible, which were impossible for others, thereby removing the fear of failure.
Personal
You
development.
need only give it a try, and you'll come to understand the correctness of what I'm now describing. And that results in consistent momentum.
Correct.
Momentum is an
What
important
I'm
thought.
describing.
I liken it to going to the gym. I went to the gym today, and
I
because I
beg to
went to the gym
differ.
today, I will want to go tomorrow morning. I know that. I like the way that it makes my
You want me
muscles
to
feel. I
believe
like
this
the way
man
that it
goes to
pulls
the
just a little
gym?
bit at the sleeves of my shirt. I like the way that it feels to be just a little bit taut. And because I like
I
that
don't believe
feeling,
that.
that feeling was created by my workout
Yeah,
today.
for
That leads me
months.
to go back tomorrow. You see, that which exists tends to persist. If because we enjoy it, if because we're not frozen in fear, if because we're seeing positive results today, that leads to an increased number of the revenue producing activities tomorrow in any business. It is
Like,
so much easier to stay started than to get started. Lev AI will help you build consistent momentum, whether it be you as an individual, as a solopreneur, or whether you're building a small business that results in you building teams. causing people to eliminate fear because of the
Lord.
efficacy, the simplicity, and the immediate effectiveness of the product results in more of those correct behaviors being done. More correct behaviors means more skill development. More skill development means more confidence and more poise, which leads to more correct activities being done. The
More
LevAI
correct.
solution,
This is so
it
many
has several
more correct
components.
activities.
First, it is evident to me today that one can accurately predict tomorrow's results of any individual or company by measuring their current influence. One who has great influence will have other people coming to them because of that influence.
It doesn't
Opportunity
equal
will be
success. Look at
presented always
Onpassive.
and forever on the doorstep of one who has influence. One who lacks influence will need
Didn't
to
do that.
search for opportunity. Please, please, if you do nothing else with this solution, let
Lord.
AI social, let that part of the solution begin today, helping you grow your social media presence. Just a simple question. If you have 200 total followers, friends, likes, whatever it is, in all of
Okay.
your social media platforms, from
Okay.
TikTok to Instagram to Facebook to
You
LinkedIn
get
and so
it?
on, if I have 200 followers and you have 1 million, and we both make the same comment, who will have greater success? You see, today's influence can
The
predict tomorrow's results.
person
Let
with
it be
the.
that you start today, allowing the LevAI solution
This
to
isn't
grow
rocket
your
science,
social
Lane.
media presence. The person who invited you here, upon doing a simple tutorial and training of the way the tool suite works, will help you understand how there's no such thing as no longer having a qualified candidate for whatever it is that your business does. This, of course, will result in no longer having ourselves or our team members feeling stuck. I've come to love this, the
Wow.
ability to do a simple screenshot
What's that?
import into the LevAI CRM, contact relationship management solution. We do a simple screenshot, and upon doing that screenshot, automatically import it into the CRM. We then push a button for contact enhancement. And I promise you this, you could go to the social media presence of your brother, your sister, your closest friend, and you will learn things about them that you do not know. Here is what I've come to understand over the course of my entrepreneurial experience. If I am trying to persuade another to do what I want them to do, it will be a very steep uphill climb. If, on the other hand, I have some ability to pull back the screen and see what does the contact want, not those things that might be evident to you, but if you can pull back the screen and find out, oh my gosh, this person has a goal to one day retire in Portugal. Now
Pull
my
back the
contact with
screen.
that person becomes entirely different. I didn't know that your objective was to retire in Portugal. As luck would have it, I've recently become involved in artificial intelligence, and I can show you how to accomplish what you'd like to accomplish, do it with more ease, do it with more predictability, and do it at almost no cost. You see, if we understand what our contact wants, and that is our primary conversation, our primary introductory message, we will have a totally different result than if we're trying to persuade anyone to go a direction we would like them to go for our own financial benefit. A very short few weeks of utilizing this particular part of the product, of the service, has caused me to understand how my own career could have been
I
multiples.
don't like
My
this
career, as Blake
one.
described, one of the most successful. I can see now how I have perhaps been 10 or 20% as effective as I might have been. Why? Because this, knowing what our candidate wants and being able to help them do what they want, as opposed to
Yeah.
trying to provoke them to do what we want.
See, I
That's
don't.
more profound than fire
I don't like
electricity when
this.
measured over the course of an entire
I really
organization, over the
don't.
course
It
of a decade
it
or two.
bothers me a lot.
I've become
Makes me a
completely
headache.
intrigued with the ability to build websites. Samantha, my wife,
Oh,
was a
more
website builder and
websites. That's all
designer
we need.
at an earlier time in her career. And I
Oh,
have watched
scam
her build
website.
websites using the Lev AI solution. I've built them myself. And what I've built has been
Good
okay.
job,
Samantha has just
Randy.
a tiny bit of knowledge, tech knowledge that I don't have. A tiny bit of knowledge is then multiplied 1,000 times over with the Lev AI solution. I've learned
This
how to build a
guy.
website, and I can become as effective as Samantha
Okay,
is in a
this
short
guy.
period of time. But if you have any tech knowledge whatsoever, this puts a multiplier on that knowledge. Think of it as that. Whatever you know how to do and do well, imagine putting a 3 times, a 5 times, a 10 times, or a 1,000 times
Oh,
multiplier
shut
on
up,
it as
Randy.
a result of all of the as a
What
result of
thousand?
all of the unique
Shut up.
components of artificial intelligence generally
It's
and
not
Lev
even
AI
1,000.
specifically.
It's not
I
even
fly
half.
airplanes and I have an instrument rating.
The
That means
AI
that
bot
I'm
is
legal
like
to fly
this
in the
when it
clouds.
talks to
Well,
you.
Samantha and I went to Orlando
You're like,
yesterday
holy
with
crap.
Bosco, and we drove on
Facial
I-4.
expressions.
We're at a beautiful sunshiny day, and I was flying an airplane. I could
It's
fly above
all
I-4, and I could look down, and I could fly by sight
Claire's like,
rules, visual flight rules, it's called. Most of us in launching businesses are okay when
oh,
we can see the terrain around us. But if we fly into the
the
clouds, it is so easy
training.
to get lost. I have become completely convinced that the Lev AI solution in the
Convinced
My
this isn't the
Momentum
training.
component, it's as though we had an air route traffic controller telling us if we're off course and guiding us back to the
We know
correct
the
course.
products, Randy,
Or
damn
it's as
it.
though when I was gaining my
We
instrument
did the
rating and learning how to
intro
fly in the clouds, I actually hired a
15
commercial pilot to
times.
fly right seat with me. And so you can view it as an air route traffic controller guiding you back to the center line if you wander off course, or it's like having a professional pilot flying beside you to guide you into the correct solutions. Once again, no such thing as being stuck, no such thing as getting lost,
That's
and no
right.
such thing as being frozen in fear, not knowing what to do next. Why? Because we have a co pilot that knows more than we know, because we have an air route traffic controller. That's what my momentum is. And then I contemplate this. We talked about it earlier.
Like, what?
The single most important thing any new business must have is a new user of their product or service.
That one
And
was
so we
just
create that
stupid.
new user by doing a simple screenshot import
Like,
of any social media
people
profile,
run the
one that you
business
know or
got this
don't
shit.
know, and bringing them into the CRM and then enhancing the contact. We immediately know, as I indicated before, more than their brother and sister knows about them. And we also grant access to all
This is
those
a
who
state
acquire the professional
organization pretty
package
much.
to over 2 billion candidates, 2 billion candidates who have opted in for information. Information about what? Information about your business, whatever it is. I promise you, if you're in the real estate business, there's a big percentage of those 2 billion who have who have an interest in acquiring, in selling, in trading, in leveraging properties. And one of the things I find fascinating is when we
We're
learn
just on
how
a
to leverage
tangent now.
AI through Lev AI,
He just
it
misses doing
changes
real
one of the basic
estate.
equations that I've used all of my life. I have long taught people that in starting and
Let's hope
embarking
this.
upon any entrepreneurial
It's like,
experience,
remember when I used to do
we
real
cannot act
estate?
upon knowledge we don't have. And so first we'll have
Like,
to
yeah, like
gather new
10
knowledge
scams
before we can
ago.
become successful. We
Jesus.
can't we can't act upon that knowledge if we don't have the skill required. And so we have to develop skill and character attributes. I've long described the fact that there's a certain amount of personal growth which must be undertaken before we can have significant success in a new venture that is unfamiliar to us. I find this to be a remarkable situation. We are granted the opportunity to become substantially profitable in advance of gathering knowledge, in advance of developing new skills, and in advance of character development. Why? Because Lev AI will do for us things we cannot do for ourselves. And a wise person will then learn.
Right?
We'll
Always
learn
looking up.
by reviewing what Lev AI is doing to grow our social media presence. I have learned so much. I today know why, though I've had one of the biggest careers in my particular field of endeavor over my life, done more than $5 billion in sales. People who have careers not as big as mine have much
Shut
larger
up,
social media
Randy.
presence than mine.
It's,
And I
it's
now
all,
know why.
it's
I
awful.
learned very quickly
It's like,
in the way that Lev
just
AI writes a
stop.
social media post for me. One of my problems, one of my errors is I think I know too much. And so I tell you what I think, but
He's
I've not
just sucking
habitually
his
asked you what you
own
think.
asshole the
Now I
whole
can
time.
understand why my
It's
social media presence is not
ridiculous.
10 times greater. Telling you what I think, but not asking you in return, what do you
Oh
think?
my
How do you
lord.
react to that? That's pretty obvious for most people, but I was blind to it for 35 years. Levi taught me, and now engagement increases. Engagement grows social media presence, which in fact does
Maybe I
what?
need to step on and
That
say when
engagement,
end
that
it.
growth of social media presence, in
Because
fact,
I'm at that
increases
point.
influence, which increases our future market value. I consider this to be almost stunning in what is available for so little. My
Those
AI
fairy tales
video,
from
your
that.
likeness, your voice, speaking your script flawlessly in dozens of
Then
languages, and
just
you can
do it.
even
I don't
use
understand.
AI to generate your script.
I'm
I'm
not
going to give
making a
you a quick
fake me
example
to
of that
make
right now.
videos. That's so
This is a
stupid.
video that
Look,
I
I'm doing
made
it right
earlier
now.
today on my AI video. Now, I'll tell you in advance that I don't speak Hebrew, but I'll give you a quick example.
10 hours later. Come on, Randy.
Can
Nothing
you
about
even
this is too
imagine
different.
the value
I'm
of being
waiting.
able to communicate with people on a global scale
Good
in
answer,
their
Randy.
language? And by the way, I don't speak Hebrew, but I know what it says because I wrote about a 3-line paragraph, and that
Oh,
resulted
Lord.
in a message delivered
We can't see
in
it,
good Hebrew, not
Randy.
just in Hebrew, in good Hebrew. And so you'll see
We
my AI video
we
that is
didn't
available
see
to
it.
every subscriber, whether at the basic or pro package. My AI social, I've talked about the ability to grow our social media presence and how Lev AI does that for me. That's available with both the basic and pro package. Multiple business profiles. Many entrepreneurs have more than one message to deliver. And when I create a unique profile, and I'll share with you just part of my life's experiences, my world has
I
been
have
about
one
leadership
profile.
development for years. I have a Facebook page that is called Leadership Personified. And when I create social media posts, let me take that back. When I have Live AI create those posts for me under
Uh-huh.
that persona, it does it better than
I
me.
did,
That's the
Jerry.
truth. It does it better. And it only took me a few hours to learn how to make it do it better. Part of my life
You're
experience, I'm
so
in
smart,
recovery. I've
Randy.
struggled with drugs and alcohol at a time in my life. Thank God I've been clean and sober for a long time. When I
Congratulations,
act
Randy.
under sobriety, sobriety rocks, I'm getting a different kind of eyes entirely. I'm a
Making me
68-year-old
want to
man, but I
smoke,
have an 8-year-old little
Randy.
boy. When I create a profile that is just being a dad, I get another kind of eye.
What
Lev
the
AI
fuck?
has taught me how to expand my social media presence, expand the number of people and the types of people with whom I interact by
Don't let Randy
multiples
do the
in a
trainings
matter of a
anymore.
handful of days. My AI social, media growth and enhancement. I described the fact to do a simple screenshot import and have profile enrichment so that you know more about that candidate than their brother or sister does.
So
And then you'll
weird.
notice that there's a break point. There are a certain group of
I don't.
services, all extraordinarily important, available for just $49. Then for those who have the need for the other services, other being the website builder, the enhanced CRM with professional lead funnels linked to your site, over 2 billion searchable candidates, and on we go,
Oh
plus an
God.
interactive avatar. I showed you AI video.
No, you didn't.
This is me talking to you with an
We didn't
interactive
see it.
avatar. So densely compacted can be the
Okay.
content loaded that it literally becomes conversational. That for me is almost magic. And the idea of being able to do this for $99 a month is a complete
People
mind
talking to
blower for me.
ourselves in AI
If
form.
you were
That
to
would be
try to
wonderful.
replicate what LevAI does, you could not. There is
That's gonna
not
go
a similar
wonderful.
product or service where all is combined with that catalyst ingredient. If you bought the individual components, which would not communicate one with another, you
Right?
would
It's
spend
like
multiples of what it takes to be a subscriber to LevAI. Complete, absolute, unmatched value.
this was supposed to be a
Blake said
training.
that
We're
I would
supposed
do
to
a
already
deep
be
dive
here.
into the compensation
Hey,
plan tonight, and he
hello.
and I did not talk in advance of this discussion. I'm not going to do that. What I want to do instead is focus on the
Not do a
delivery of the
training,
product for
Jeremy.
the sake of the product. When you use the product, it will make you more effective. I'm not now talking about something I think. This is something I know because of my own
Oh
experience.
no.
When you use the product and it becomes effective for you, then is it not logical that you may tell someone else that you're having that result? If you introduce someone else to Lev AI and they acquire either the basic or the professional pack,
Uh-huh.
their initial cost will be $19 to become a part of our organization,
I know you're supposed to be
$19
training us
annually,
how to do
and
that
then
stuff
one will have a
right now,
subscription of the
Randy.
basic
That's
pack
what
or the
this was
pro pack.
supposed to be.
When you make the introduction, if you choose to,
No,
because once again, remember, you can use it in your business, or you can use it as a business, or you
like,
can use it as a hedge to, for example, if you're a mortgage broker, you know in advance that you bought into the idea of sharp peaks and values in your income. Well, what if over the course of the next year or two, as this
probably.
global adoption of AI goes on, what if over the course of that period of time, every once in a while you told someone else about it? Then you would not only receive 50% of their initial product price purchase, but then every single month as they pay their ongoing subscription. And by the
We
way,
already agreed to do
do you
that.
ever
This
think
is a
about not paying your
training.
phone bill? No, you pay it. Do you
Damn
ever
it.
think maybe this month I won't pay my internet bill? No, you pay
I'm
it.
coming and say,
Do you just decide one month? And by the way, those are mandates, aren't they? And that's what AI is. AI is a mandate. It's not an option. But
Jesus.
now even your optional services, do you have a Netflix account? Do you decide some months not to pay it, or do you always pay it? You see, anyone that you introduce now, in addition to your being rewarded as a result of your business becoming more competitive, as a result of us helping you become the preferred vendor in your marketplace, every time you refer someone else or simply tell someone else how and why you use it, when they pay their ongoing subscription, you'll be paid 20% of that subscription price on an ongoing basis. And then, yes, as Blake implied, for those who choose to build teams, there is an additional compensation component
They can't
where when
rank without
anyone
it.
that you have brought to the party in turn brings another, you'll be paid a commission. The rewards are immense. The rewards are almost immeasurable. Remember, this is a global mandate. We can't choose whether or
I'm
not we
going
use
insane,
computers. We must.
guys.
We can't choose whether or not we use the internet.
I'm
We must.
losing my mind
Just like
right
that, folks.
now.
Starting
I'm
now,
going
we
to
can't choose
rant
whether or
at
not
the
we
end of
use
this.
AI. We
I am
must. And when
so
you become a
pissed.
conduit to other people's use, you are rewarded in addition to your having increased success in your
I
chosen
thought it
field of
might be
endeavor,
like this, but
also earn royalties as a result of being the
I'm
introductory
still
factor to
pissed
another.
about
Please, please, please follow this company on social media. This is a moment of profound
this. Better not
importance.
be
The
like
global adoption of AI is
I'm
perhaps
telling
the
you,
most
I will be
important
having
business phenomenon that any of us will experience in our lifetimes. There's the ease of gathering knowledge. The ease of gathering knowledge
Randy,
fascinates
I
me. It
swear
was
to
not long
God.
ago that I knew almost nothing about AI. Today, my knowledge is shallow. But you know what I've come to realize? In a matter of weeks, I know more than the vast majority of people on planet Earth about
You
this
don't want to
product,
get kicked
service,
out.
idea, and concept. So can
They
you
do
in a
kick
very
you
short
out if
period
you
of time.
ask something.
Make
Too bad.
make full use of everything this company says and does on social. If you have not seen it, please go to YouTube and just watch a simple
Blake, I'm
3 minute
gonna leave.
sizzle video. If you want to know how the program works and why it works, well, it's taken me 30 minutes to describe
No,
it. You can learn in about 90 seconds how and why. This is a new company, and I referenced the fact that our company operates under the
what
umbrella
happened to
of
Talk
Terry LaCore,
Fusion?
LaCore
The
Enterprises.
Nilo
This is
line.
what gives us the remarkable possibility to be at the absolute genesis, the launching point of this business, and yet
Pinmore.
not suffer the risks that are typically a part and a partial of that, because
Transact
we are
Park.
part of LaCore Enterprises. And so my question that I asked
What?
myself only a very short period of time ago, on August 8th, I asked myself,
Oh,
given that the widespread global adoption of AI is a certainty, given that this grants to all of us the opportunity to
that's what they all
earn
say.
customers who must use AI or be left behind. We get to earn a customer and not take it for another, because 178,000 new people adopted every day. Then I was able to ask myself the question, do I want to simply
Ribbit.
participate, or do I want to be a conduit to other people's use? Do I want to be a catalyst in causing that which is destined to occur more quickly? My answer was a resounding yes, and I hope that yours is too. Now is the time to start.
This better not be
178,000
it. I'm
people
gonna
use
get so
AI
mad.
today that didn't use it yesterday.
I'd be so
178,000 will use it tomorrow that didn't use it today. Why not become the conduit to their use? So the simple questions: do you want to use Lev
man.
AI for your business? Do you want to use Lev AI as a business, or a combination thereof?
I waste
Whichever
my
is
time so
your
that you
need,
can do
your
it with
desire,
me,
and your
or you
goal,
don't
we
have to.
want to help you do that. I thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Blake, I'm going to turn it over to you for whatever
There better
closing
be more
concluding
Blake.
comments that you might have.
Blake.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Randy.
Blake,
Man,
you
just a
best.
treasure of knowledge there, everybody. I
I'm
think the key
so
point I
angry
take
right
away
now.
from that, everyone, is Randy he's divin. That's not a word, is it? He dove in. He dove in, everybody.
He
And
didn't.
it's really super interesting. I'm
Yes.
laughing to myself here,
I
everyone,
am
and if
so
you're
mad.
laughing too, let us see it. Come on, we got to have a good time tonight, everyone. Wherever you are in the country. I mean, I'm sitting there listening to Randy, and I'm hearing him say, got to remember he just turned 68
I know
a
I'm
few
ugly,
days
Jelly.
ago,
I'm
and he
sorry.
says to me, and he says on the webcast, "I'm making websites." I'm like, man, you don't even know how to use a website. What are you talking about? He's making websites. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it?
You're an
It
idiot.
really is truly remarkable.
Yeah,
No
Dad.
kidding. And you
Father
can
and
do it
son,
too.
by
I
the
don't
way.
care where you
Now
are
that
in the
they're making
world,
it
where you are in
noticeable,
your career,
that's
where
how
you
good
are in your
it's
life,
going.
how old you are. We have put this tool together in a way where you can put it to use. All you have to do is log in, and it's not like you get in there and it's like, I wish it
Right
was. I wish
here.
it was like Uber, where you just have to click the button and like the car shows up. And you know what? We're working hard to make it that way. But yeah, you got to get used to this a little bit, right? You got to get in there. You got to figure out where everything is, and you got to figure out how to put it to use. You know, I think if you're out there listening and you want to know how to get started,
Thank you.
look,
Not you, but
take off little chunks at a time. You know, if you're like me, you like to make checklists, you like to have things to do, and you like to be able to mark them off and move on to the next thing. You know, say you're going to make 3 social posts a day with Lev AI. Help go in there. And there's not a single person who's
see
living
3
and breathing on the
social posts.
planet
This is
unless
the
they can
training.
read that can't figure that out. Go into the website and say, okay, I'm gonna grow my engagement this week because I want to help my business, or I want to help my Lev AI business, or I want to get some new customers, or whatever it might be, and start and say, okay, every day for the next 30 days, I'm going to do 3 posts a day.
Are you
Now, that
kidding?
could be 1 post on Facebook, 1 post on Instagram, 1 post on LinkedIn. You know, you don't have to do 3 in a row on Facebook. In fact, I probably would suggest that there's better ways to do that, but it's up to you. You're the boss. That's the great thing about being in business for yourself, is you're your own boss. But set yourself up for success. That can be the first thing you do. If you don't do anything else in this business for the next 30 days besides that, I promise you, you'll look back from now, 30 days from now, and say, I'm glad I did that. Because like Randy said, your engagement's going to grow, your influence is going to
3
grow. And
posts a day.
when you garner influence, well, if you don't yet have it, and all of you've got it to some degree, you start to understand how meaningful that can be to your career and your life in general. All right, everybody. Amazing opportunity. meeting
That's
tonight.
it?
Listen, everyone, if you're
Are you
on here
fucking kidding
and you're
me,
listening, no
Blake?
matter where you are in the world, here's my challenge to
so
you.
mad.
Take those incremental steps that you've got to take every day in the
I'm
business.
so mad right now.
Set yourself a target. Get to Innovator Director. We want to feature you. Make it to Innovator Director, because Innovator Director is what it's going to take to be presenting every single week on
This
these
is it.
webcasts. I would love to see a slew of people. I want to introduce brand new people every single week to be
We
presenting
ride
the
like
business.
dogs.
I want to hear you and your words talk about it, not me and my words. Of course, I enjoyed listening to Randy talk about it this evening. I hope we've got somebody new next week talking about it, to tell you the truth. So go get yourself to Innovator Director. We want to feature you because we want to hear from you. Of course, today's Monday. Wednesday night, we're going to be right back here for our web session where we're going to give you updates on what's happened over the past week. So I hope to see each and every single one of you here with us next week. Hope you learned something tonight. Go put it to use. Until Wednesday night, everybody, let's get hustling. You've got an amazing opportunity. We all have an amazing opportunity sitting here in front of us as we launch our brand new company, Lev AI. Appreciate you being here tonight. I think you're going to thank yourself that you were, and we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike. Bye-bye.
As if. Is that it? Wow, bud. Oh my God. So we've been going to meetings every Wednesday. We're in this, where it's been basically that presentation that Randy just gave us. Every single time. The exact same presentation. In fact, I bet you guys would agree with me that this one sucked more, because we weren't showing the AI with Larry or Randy. I know he kept like showing us his phone and being like, but we couldn't see it. And that showed it to us for like 2 seconds. What the hell is that going to do anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't have shown us anything, him showing it on his phone. But he has in the past, and Larry Lane has in the past, showing us their AI twins, right? But they didn't do that this time. And so last Wednesday, right, they had finished launching globally to all 5 million countries. And they announced that tonight was supposed to be their first real training. And they kind of stressed on the, like, our first, real training session together I'm going to teach you guys how to run this business and be successful. I even said to everyone, I said, watch it just be the exact same presentation over again. And then they're going to say something stupid at the end. Like, recruit 3 people and post 3 posts. That's literally what just happened. Like, there was no new information in that presentation whatsoever about the business. Like I said, I'd argue there was less than in the past. And I don't know any training like this one was. Just, yeah, so if you like to use a product, you're probably going to post about it. So post 3 times. Three times a day, just post and see what happens, guys. All right, great training. That could have been an email. That was ridiculous is what that was. But I am glad that we caught it. I don't know what other training bombs they'll drop on us in future. But I don't know if we're going to be stream sniping them. We might I might record them and then we can react to them so that I can actually pause and talk for the future ones, you know? But exactly, like, post what? Allegedly, you're supposed to post how great it is to use these products. And I'm like, okay, but am I using all the products right now? They're not all available right now in the bag. They've only released the AI twin to, like, each other. Like, they haven't released it to them yet. They were still waiting, from my understanding. Yeah, right? So I don't even know. Should have been a snake. Chris and Sherry were more entertaining. Maybe we'll take a look at that one tomorrow. Yeah, you guys want to react to some Chris Johnson and Sherry Dershowitz? They met up in person today and did a live stream together. Very upsetting, but you know. So be it. Well, I didn't think that they would have the balls to actually kind of like do that. I don't know what else to say. I'm just kind of like, as if they just did that, pumped it up. They sent me like 3 emails about it this week. They were very excited about it. You have to come to the training. But then in the email, it even said, come and hear about this amazing business opportunity. And I screenshotted it, and I sent it to my Discord, and I said, oh no, guys, I don't know about this. I said, something tells me we're just going to be hearing the exact same thing that we've been literally hearing the whole time. I don't think there's going to be much new. So, you know, just get ready for that. Get ready for me to get really mad. Because if you pump up a training to me, I better get some damn training. I don't know what that was. But I was just like, wow. No, they did that. I was expecting way more from Blake at the end. I thought he would go on for at least another half an hour. You know, like, what the fuck are we supposed to be posting? Again, just how much we love the product. Wow, guys. So today I logged into my Lev AI back office and it let me make a web page. It was really fun. And then, like, the next day, I guess you could be like, my web page is going real well. It's easy to post stuff on there. And then then the day after that, I guess you could kind of just be like, so my web page is looking really good. But, like, then how many times can you post about your webpage? Like, even with the AI twin, it's like, how many times can you really post about that? you're not doing other things with these, like you have to have another call to action or something going on. So I guess that's the recruiting. That was revolutionary. Proprietary information. I just don't like fucking understand why that was pumped up as a training. I like thank you, Capone. Thank you. I feel like if you're gonna pump up the training, you at least have to tell people something that they couldn't have just figured out on their own. Like, I'm pretty sure that they would already be posting up about their leverage AI business opportunity. Because the second you join one of these things, they say, go post your why. Go do some posts that basically says, I just joined this amazing company that has these amazing products. And wouldn't they already have been posting them? Because I've seen on social media them posting. They have a couple of Facebook groups going and stuff. It's very Onpassive-y, right? So, like, they're already doing this. So, if I was in this thing, especially from the beginning, from August, it was August, right? Beginning of August this started? Randy said he joined at the beginning of August, so... Yeah, I feel like that's right. So imagine joining this thing in August. I mean, we've seen people join and then wait around for 7 years. But like, imagine joining this thing in August. And then tonight's popped up as a training. Tonight, everyone's like, go to the training, go to the training. So you're like, yeah, let's start this thing. Let's go, baby. First training. And then this is what you got. And you were just left disappointed like I'm disappointed right now. Like, there was nothing else. I feel like was it the last presentation or the one before? It was either the last one, or the one before that. We've seen like 4 or 5 of these now. But, because we've also reacted to Randy doing his videos about it. So technically, we've seen a handful of these now and reacted to them. But I feel like they actually did go over the compensation plan in full in that one. That would have even been a better training to give tonight. Because if you want people in your MLM to recruit, which, by the way, as I keep pointing out all the time, you cannot rank up in an MLM unless you recruit. Which is why we're like, no, it's a pyramid scheme. It's the same thing. It's just MLMs just pretend like it's not. I don't know. They just put it in fancier wording. That's all. It's literally like I don't know how else to put it. So in this one, when you bring people into your MLM, the first thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to train them, which is why when these trainings aren't like information, it's so frustrating. Because you're supposed to be a new distributor, so now it's your job to train your team when you bring them in. One of the first things that you need to do is explain the MLM chart, the compensation plan, and all that to them. So if you don't understand it and it's not like fully explained to you, you're going to have a really hard time bringing people in confidently and then trying to explain that to them. Also, a lot of people ask information about it before they join, because luckily a lot of people nowadays are starting to ask, like, what's the compensation look like before they join something like this. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, we didn't even really do that. It was such a quick... Right? They were like, yeah, you bring in a few people, and then they get 20%. These people get 50%. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's it. And it was kind of like, wait, this is supposed to be the training. The training. I should be leaving here, and I should be able to go and explain it to somebody else. And teach it to them. Like, now, I'm the teacher of the training. That's technically what this is supposed to be. So I'm having a hard time being like, Yeah, because right now, today, after this, tomorrow, I'm sure they all feel so confident to literally go and sign someone up. And then what? Bring them to Wednesday's presentation, which we're probably not going to do Wednesdays again because it is just going to be the same thing. Tonight's was supposed to be the one that was going to be different. But I'm thinking next week I want to go through some of excuse me, some of Randy's videos. Randy has posted some funny things. Maybe we can go through some of those next week. And I will check out their training next Monday. And if they do anything new, then we can go over that too quickly. But if not, then I'll just let you know it was the same thing that we saw today. I was like, yeah, guys, same thing. But it's starting to get a little frustrating, but that's like they're just posting the exact same presentation over and over and over again. It's like the exact same slideshow. I don't like that. And again, how are you then getting new information? Like, you're not. So you're just going to the same presentation every week? Talking about driving me fucking crazy. Like, you go to 3 weeks of that, I'm done. I'm like, well, I'm going to one of those again. Fuck that. Literally, why would you do that to yourself? Thank you. Thank you. I'm having a hard time. I have HUDs tell me they always sell after being in them for 10 years with a car. And I'm like, sure, Jan. I know, and so do you. There is no way to rank up. If you look at any single MLM, like pick whatever MLM, go look at their plan. Go look at the structure, the business structure. See, on paper, it says, we pay you a commission to sell product. Okay? But then, of course, you cannot advance in the hierarchy unless you recruit people in. Every time that you're going to go to your next level up, you usually need to add 1 or 2 people underneath you. It's always. The only level that ever doesn't need people is literally the first level, which is like entry-level distributor, so you're not making shit. You're probably paying out of pocket at that level every single month. I mean, you are technically probably at every single level, but that one for sure. In order to get to the second level in this one, let's talk about Lev AI particularly right now, since that's the one that we're streaming about. This one, you have to sign up 1 person under you, and they have to then sign up. See, that's the other thing. In order for you to be active and get paid, oftentimes your person has to also have people, which means that their people have to also have people. All of you need to be active, which means that you all need to have sold the minimum required amount, and then, like I said, have your person also recruited. And then in their third level up the pyramid, you need to have 2 people underneath you. And they each need to have 2 people. Or like one will have 1 and the other will have 2, like depending on the scale. In this one, I believe they both need to have 2 at that level. But it might be 1 and 2. I'll have to check again. But there's only really like 3 different types of pyramids that MLMs do, okay? There's only 3 different types of ways that they'll rake it up. You know, you have your uni level, you have your bi-levels, you have blah, 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 blah. And all of them, in order to go to the next level or the next level or the next level, you need to recruit. There is no way to go to the level above without recruiting. Therefore, pyramid scheme, because you cannot advance without recruitment. You cannot just sell thousands of dollars of product and then go up the pyramid. Technically, that would be their loophole of, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure people in Love AI group chat are saying the training was fire, and that's what's so frustrating. They're probably like, oh my god, that was so good. Like, just taught us so much. Like, he told you to do 3 posts. Like, that's it. They've been doing this exact same meeting. And, well, this is the thing that's bothering me. Tonight wasn't supposed to be this thing. Fuck me. I was looking forward. We've been at the starter point of so many companies, guys. I was looking forward. I was like, okay, good. They got the products. Finally. We're going to do some real trading. Finally. I haven't seen this in a while. And they were like, nah. No, we're just going to do the same thing over again. And I'm like, is that what you said you were doing? Why even do it on Monday too then? I don't need to hear this presentation on Monday and then again on Wednesday. Nobody does. The CEO is Blake Schroeder, but the owner is Terry LaCore. Exactly. I'm telling you. I don't know why they did this. It would have been so much better if they had just canceled this fucking meeting, because I think that it looks like they don't know how to train. What is the training for this? Yeah, sure, it's nothing. It's nothing spectacular, but they could have said a lot more. I was expecting them to actually walk us through how you could use the product, because they haven't really done that yet. So I wanted them to walk us through how they use the AI bot and record a video with it, and then how you would make a website maybe. And then as they're doing that, they can talk to us about how we could sell this stuff, right? But you say, yeah, so this is how you do this. And, when you're selling this to someone, make sure you also show them this part. I was expecting a little bit of that today. I was like, we have lots of MLM robots here. Someone should get it right. I don't know why I thought that. That was stupid of me. Fun fact, Canadians eat beavers on their Thanksgiving. I didn't even know that fact. That's crazy. I mean, at least they have products, more than Onpassive could say. It's true. And that's why I was kind of like, oh, yes. Finally. Products. Training. Yes, this is, let's go. But I was like, oh, no, never mind. We're just doing the same presentation. We'll see. We'll see if it is better. Or Canadian geese, I wish. I would fry up some of those fuckers. They deserve it. Fool you, they're assholes. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully, tomorrow we could do some Onpassive stuff. And, yeah, I hope that all of you, don't let these things drive you crazy. Like I said, I'll see how it goes next week. I have a short video, too, about Onpassive coming out probably tomorrow before I go live, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys all then. Have a good night. Give the video a like. Subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you. I love all your faces. My thing just fucked up on me. I don't know why I did that. Oh, weird. Oh, it's fucking right up on me all of a sudden. It just stopped playing the video all of a sudden. It went black. Well, fine. Well, we can do that again. I don't care. There it is. Thank you. Give the stream a like. Subscribe if you're new here. Thank you so much. StreamYard hates me at night, apparently. But, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the stream about Onpassive. Have a fabulous, fabulous night. Stay tuned to the community tab. Mwah! Good night, everybody.